Me and 3 other artists have decided to come together to rip off True Green 7 by each designing 2 Pokemon based on my prompt, Apocalyptic. And the results were insane. If you like this kind of content, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and check out the other guys' videos after this one, where I design Pokemon based on their prompts. Okay, enjoy the show. Let's just get right into it. That's a good enough intro to me.
Okay, let's see what I've made. Now, the first thing I thought of when thinking of something that could be apocalyptic was a dying star, because I think that's a really good example of something that could be apocalyptic. Like, obviously a dying star would destroy the universe and explode and all that. So yeah, I kind of designed this Pokemon based off of a star, and also there's kind of some inspiration from an embryo, the pose and how it looks and all that. So yeah, take that as you will. Oh, and I've made it so that this Pokemon is sleeping, and it's always asleep, because if it ever wakes up, it'll destroy the entire universe because of how powerful it is. So yeah, that's the concept for this Pokemon. Let's see how it turned out. This is Embryo, the dying star Pokemon, type Fire. It is said that Embryo's immense and destructive powers are so dangerous that it could bring about the apocalypse. Luckily, someone or something has seemed to have sealed it in some kind of eternal slumber.
This is brilliant. This is so cool. It's very kind of mythical energy, so incredibly powerful that it's kind of hidden in the lore. I love this.
Thank you.
When you said that it was a star and it was asleep, I immediately thought Jirachi. I think it varies a lot from Jirachi, and I think that's really good. It's very original.
Yeah, it was definitely an inspiration, that Pokemon, and the other wish granting ones.
Absolutely. And the embryo imagery is it's so otherworldly. It's so almost Ultra Beast It's yeah, it definitely just radiates power in just a very understated way, which I love.
Yeah, I had to make it powerful because of the prompt.
Well, I'd like to start a petition to make Skynix only make render fire Pokemon from now on, because
I do love rendering fire Pokemon.
These look so incredible, man. And especially the glowing part that you made the orb just to showcase what it that it shines light into the night sky and the shiny. I was speechless again. I started not saying anything. My mouth was on the ground as well. Damn, you really outdone yourself again, man.
Thank you. I do love how this guy turned out. Thank you, thank you. Okay, shall we move on to the next thing I made? Okay, so this Pokemon is meant to be apocalyptic. And when I was thinking of what could potentially be apocalyptic, I came up with the idea of a Pokemon inspired by a black hole. So this Pokemon has a black hole that it contains inside itself, and it can release it at any time to destroy everything around it. So yeah, I would definitely say this Pokemon is apocalyptic. It was actually kind of inspired by an alien from Ben 10 called NRG, because this Pokemon is a furnace thing that contains a fire inside of it. But I thought it would be cool if instead of the furnace being containing fire inside of it, it contained a black hole inside of it. So yeah, that's the premise for this Pokemon. Let's see how it turned out. Okay, so this is the Pokemon Voidoroid, the black hole Pokemon, type Dark and Psychic. This Pokemon has a black hole contained inside of itself, which when released destroys everything around it.
Oh my god, the texturing is just incredible.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to make it like some kind of metal, obsidian thing.
Yeah, it works so well. The color palette really shines because it's dark, and then the other parts are very bright. And man, it's not even fair the way you render these guys. It looks so smooth. The black hole, it looks, we all instantly know, yeah, that's a black hole. It works so well. It sort of resembles a regional form of Golurk a little bit, when Golurk would break free.
Maybe that's what's been inside of Golurk all this time.
This is, yeah, incredible. I just love the vibrancy of the black hole. and just like the contrast of the white and the pinks and the just such good color choices. And the glowing limbs and head is just everything. I love this, especially the name. You're so good at names, Voidoidoi.
Actually, no, this was the name I didn't like. I couldn't think of anything, so I said, what if I make the name Void over and over again?
No, that's perfect.
It would fit as a Reggie. If this was a Reggie, I wouldn't be too surprised.
Reggie Void, the dark type.
And that works even better because Reggies are based on like ages, like the Stone Age and stuff. So this is kind of like the future age where the world just blows up. That's so I like that. Yeah. End time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Voidoid. Ah!
Skynex, it doesn't matter which lore you wrote. It's this lore now.
Yeah, thank you guys for writing the lore for me.
We're taking it over. We're taking it over.
Alright, so for this prompt, I wanted to focus on the two things that relate to an apocalypse, those being the cause and effect. My first Fakemon, the cause, was based on an asteroid. I thought that a lot of apocalypses in the Earth's history have been caused by asteroids or meteors, mainly the one that deleted the dinosaurs. So, I drew that, and here is Rasteroid, the Doomsday Pokemon, a rock and fire type. Once every 1,000 years, Rasteroid leave their homes and return to the center of the galaxy. Upon returning home, it will ignite and cause massive damage to slow itself. A very long time ago, a giant Rasteroid wiped out the majority of all life on Earth.
Oh, yo.
Oh my god.
That's actually so smart, taking a real like apocalypse and giving that as inspiration.
You guys are knocking it out of the park with the texturing on these batch. Like the fire is so cool, and the rock as well. Just all of it. I love its big kind of goofy molten grin and the tiny eyes. This is so perfect.
I took inspiration. I don't know if you guys have seen Rick and Morty, but I took inspiration.
I
from
was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Oh my god! From the
I haven't seen
medium.
Rick and Morty, but like my friend sent me an image. He was like, "Use this," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I used it. I liked it so much. If I'm gonna be honest, my fire texturing, I made one Fakemon using fire, and I've been using that exact same texture, like copy and paste, for every single Pokemon that involves fire.
Fair enough.
It's a bit lazy, but it always turns out nice, so I just keep using it.
It works very well, man. Like, it looks perfect.
Alright, so, we've got the cause of the apocalypse. Now, what about the effect? So, since my first Fakemon focused on the cause of the apocalypse, I wanted to make one based on the effect. For some reason I had Kirby in the Forgotten Land, as well as Horizon Zero Dawn in my mind. I wanted to replicate that kind of overgrown recovery aspect, and it ultimately culminated into Bronticay, the recovery Pokemon, a steel and grass type. This Pokemon was thought to be a companion to an ancient civilization. However, laying dormant for millennia after an apocalypse caused its coat to wear off, and greenery to grow over it. I also gave Bronticay a new ability, Bird Buddy. Essentially, all normal type moves used by Bronticay will do additional flying type damage of 25% of the original move.
Oh my, I absolutely love the idea of like a Pokemon being overgrown with nature in like the post-apocalyptic time. That's actually so cool. Actually, just in general, I love the overgrown look of like post-apocalyptic stuff. So the way you pulled that off in a Pokemon is just awesome.
Yeah, this is incredible. It's almost like solar punk in a way. Like it's so smart. And having the asteroid and the dinosaur as that little kind of link, cause and effect thing. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, that was my other reference. It's like a cycle again.
Yeah,
because
so I was gonna say,
asteroid's super effective against the dinosaur, and then dinosaur recovers.
Brilliant, yeah.
I wanted the kind of aesthetic of like the paint wearing off, and it kind of like rusting almost. So I spent a while on that.
Yeah, it's very coppery.
Yeah.
Well, and I really like the way you rendered the leaves as well. I don't know what it is, but like these two pieces, like, oh, they're so incredibly rendered. I love it. I love that, especially the rim lighting adds so much to these pieces. It's incredibly well rendered. Well done.
Thank you.
Alright, the way I looked at this prompt for my first drawing was not what causes an apocalypse, but what is something that does really feel apocalyptic. Zombies. I decided to make a Pokemon referencing a zombie. At a certain point of this drawing, it started to look quite bug-like, which made it a perfect way to fit a zombie into the Pokemon world. Another great aspect about this would be that in real life there is an actual fungus who does make insects behave like zombies. Sunbug, the undead Pokemon. This Pokemon seems to be a very inactive Pokemon, moving slowly and doesn't seem to notice the world around it. Despite their fragility, they don't seem to care about the physical damage dealt to them and generally won't show a lot of emotions. It is widely theorized that Sunbug may not be alive, but there is no direct confirmation for that. They have been seen losing their limbs and still living as if nothing has happened.
Oh my god, I love the way this guy looks. Even though he's like falling apart, he's got one eye that looks dead. It's still cute. So you've done a really good job at designing this. I love like the little parasitic look.
The little yeah, the kind of like, I want to say like brain, almost like mushroom, like Walking Dead and The Last of Us kind of esque zombie look. I like that. I like that a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really well integrated, and the bug idea is really smart. I love how you got the exposed brain, and that I don't think that would work on anything other than a bug, because you kind of, you got the squished bug idea. And yeah, I just think those two concepts mesh together really well.
Of course, yeah, you can't really make a zombie look too zombie-like in a Pokemon game. So I had to find a way to still make it look cute so it would work in the real Pokemon games. And I think it works. The goal for this piece was to make a Pokemon with the resemblance of an atom bomb. My idea was that it would have two different forms. One where it contains the energy and is just a happy little ball, and the other where it releases all of this energy and explodes into a huge ball of destruction. Since I wanted the first form to look friendly, I used Kirby as a reference. I made the other form to look like the mushroom cloud of a real atom bomb, and I think that works perfectly. Comblast, the exploding Pokemon. This Pokemon is made out of pure energy, reaching temperatures of over 3000 degrees Celsius, contained by a thin layer of an unknown substance. Despite being thin, this substance is almost impossible to pierce, which allows this Pokemon not to burn everything around it. However, if extremely angered or by using too much energy, it can pop its protective layer, releasing all of the energy inside of it.
Oh my, it's just so well designed. Even though it's such a simple concept of this little fire guy, he's just so cute. Oh my goodness.
I think I said before, like at the start, I really like the kind of trope of like having like a little tiny, like happy little guy that like evolves or like changes into like some giant, like evil and like monstrous thing. And I think you've done well.
It's like it puts you on the wrong leg. Like it tells you, oh, this guy's friendly. Literally destroys the world in in 5 minutes. So here is the explosive form. It's just it's more like a simple form. I tried to make it look like it would explode, and it would probably be bigger than that, to be honest.
I think it's brilliant. I really like how you've got kind of the conical, like nuclear tower type of shape on the exploding version, and like the big mushroom cloud as well in there. I just think that's really smart.
It's like a relatively simple shape, but it works so well.
And I see the Kirby in there too, with the kind of just like tiny little cute guy who can absolutely kill you.
Yeah, little pose. He looks like he's going on an adventure, and his adventure is to murder the entire population.
Just boom.
I'd play his indie platformer for sure. Like, I'd download it on Steam. My first design will be an evolution for an existing Pokemon. I considered post-apocalyptic movie settings for the prompt, and the crazy tricked out vehicles from Mad Max Fury Road came to mind. Immediately, I knew a monster truck Revavroom would be the road I would take. Pun intended. I don't often design Pokemon like this, but this evolution was just going to be more. Bigger, exaggerated, huge wheels, more features, taller, spikier. It's that Mega Evolution design philosophy, because if you were to Mega Evolve a car, a monster truck is probably what you'd get. The additions weren't completely baseless though. On top of learning how to draw mineral-based Pokemon for the first time, also wanted to work in some dragon imagery. I felt that it would be a cool way to tie in the monster part of Monster Truck, which is why its suspension forms a giant gaping mouth. I decided to add in some punk-like fashion of the Mad Max world too, creating a mohawk out of exhaust pipes. Please give a warm welcome to Revavroom, the Super Cylinder Pokemon, a steel and poison type. After processing Crystal Dragon energy into fuel, Revavroom becomes Revavroom, a monstrous machine with 25 detonating cylinders and an even more explosive temper. Gangs of desert hooligans train this Pokemon for vicious fights in the ring and arduous sandy chases. Its sheer power is said to often be compensation for the insecurities of those who train it.
Whoa! Okay.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, before you continue,
Freaking out!
this is valid for this challenge.
Thank you.
This you may use this drawing. Holy crap!
This looks better than Revavroom, or whatever his name is. This is just, oh my, this could be an actual Pokemon. I would be happy if this was an actual Pokemon. It just looks so incredibly cool and well designed and all that junk.
Yeah. It's like the Starmobiles, but better.
Yeah, it kind of takes the Starmobiles and like actually integrates the rest of the car into the full design.
Just look at that shiny. I would hunt that for days.
The blue accents on the like gold shiny is such a great idea.
We love gold shinies.
But the main thing, you can see its ability is an ability called Dragon Engine, because I kind of had this idea of the front bumper is like a mouth, and it's like an extra mouth below the main face that like opens up and has the engine in it. So it's and it kind of takes Monster Truck to a very literal level.
God, imagine riding it. You just have a full-on car as a Pokemon. Yeah, it's so cool. I love the little beady yellow eyes. It just brings the whole thing together, honestly.
It feels like a legendary version of like Revavroom. It also looks like a bull. Like it sort of resembles a bull, as in like rushes, like because of the shape on its back. It really looks like it can ram things, and it's amazing.
Thank you. That's not intentional. It's kind of got like the horns and the kind of like sort of bullish mouth thing, because it's Mad Max takes place in the desert, so you kind of got like the bull skull type desert imagery as well. I wanted to get that in there too.
Yeah, no, it's so well drawn.
And this thing is so fun. Like I can keep looking at this for the next 10 minutes. Like it's just so. I just haven't seen everything of it. That's how I feel with this design.
It's pretty packed. I don't often do designs this just over designed, but I think if you're gonna do a monster truck, you kind of have to commit to the yeah.
Okay, I hope your next piece is just as good or maybe even better.
Yeah, well, this is the final one, so the bar's pretty high.
If I'm honest, I decided on the prompt of Apocalyptic thanks to a scrapped post-apocalyptic Fakemon region, of which I became very attached to my water starter concept, so I'm bringing its final evolution to you right now. The Zombie Apocalypse, as you've seen from Nick's concept, is another movie-based staple of the prompt, but I'll be taking it in a different direction, using the limb removal and regeneration properties of newts to link it to a semi-aquatic animal basis. The initial concept was more slender, but a more bulky and lumbering body type was far more fun to draw. There's a few neat tricks to this design. The mask on its face is very skull-like, and the patterning on its chest and belly is supposed to resemble both funeral wear and a ribcage. The specific newt it's based on is the Great Crested Newt, which gave the opportunity for another punky mohawk, which, you know, 2 nickels. That fits in with the zombie vibe, but also is made to look a bit like a hand reaching from the ground as well. Right, all rise for the one and only Revenute, the detachment Pokemon, are water and ghost type. Despite their awkward and lumbering exterior, Revenute are tenacious and hardy Pokemon that can detach and reattach any part of their body as they see fit. With surprising sense of humour, Revenute will pull themselves apart and lay their pieces across the floor, only to pop back together suddenly, startling their friends and trainer. This Pokemon has inspired a lengthy series of scary films.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. I love the body shape and the pose you made for this thing. I don't see a lot of Pokemon like with the heads in front of the body, like the neck out like that. It's actually such a good like body shape. It makes it look so strong, but yeah, like still agile as well. It's just so cool.
Yeah, thank you. That's one of my favourite Pokemon body types to work with. It's kind of very Mega Swampert does it as well quite a lot, and I really like that kind of exaggeration.
Like it works, and it has again, this piece has so much detail in it that you can just keep looking at it, and especially you pointed out that it's sort of like supposed to look like funeral wear, which it's just interesting. Your designs are so interesting. You just keep on looking and the piece just keeps on giving. The shiny, incredible. Incredible, just incredible.
It's kind of supposed to be a starter. It was a starter concept I had that I don't think I'm ever really going to be able to turn into a proper video or anything, so I thought I'd get it out here.
I would love to see like an evolution line for this guy, like what his first form would be and all that. I would definitely pick him if he was a starter.
I like the idea that it starts out as just kind of like a classic kind of little baby newt starter, and then it kind of has like this kind of awkward phase where it's like hiding a bite or something, and it's like pretending to not be, transforming, and then in the final stage it's this big lumbering zombie, which I think would be quite fun. Maybe I'll design it in another video if people want that enough. It's also got a kind of fun hidden ability, which is Zombification, which when it uses a biting move, like similar to Strongjaw, it adds ghost type to the target, so it then gets super effective, and it's kind of like turning them into a zombie, which I thought was quite fun.
Yeah, that's a like really interesting like ability idea, and I think it'd definitely see play.
Well, these were some amazing designs.
Such a good prompt too. We made some dangerous Pokemon this time around.
Yeah, I'm really, you guys did an amazing job. There's so many cool concepts here. And if you enjoyed seeing all these designs, make sure to go and watch the other 3 videos on the other creators' channels, featuring more incredible Fakemon from the 4 of us. If you want to support me, please like, subscribe, share the video with a friend, and if you'd really like to go above and beyond, consider supporting me on Patreon to see work in progress designs from my Instagram and YouTube weeks ahead of time. Special thanks to my current patrons, Veta and Lucas Gates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.